Good morning, athletes, and welcome back to week 5 of Disco Fitness. I'm David from CrossFit Cirencester, aka Coach Disco.
And I'm Anna, and thank you for joining us again. So week 5 means we are on weightlifting week. So that means today we are going to focus on something called the snatch. You've probably heard of this if you've watched any kind of weightlifting. So we're going to teach you a few variations of that today.
So the snatch is seen as being like a pinnacle movement. We've talked about pinnacle movements before. Takes a lot of practice to get this correct. And hopefully we'll take you through the stepping stones of getting the correct movements on the snatch today. And
because it's day 1 of our week, we always have some form of testing. So this time we are going to just use a workout as your standard test because it is quite a difficult workout.
Yeah, it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge, no doubt.
So as the weeks have gone on, we need to make sure that we are making the intensity and skill level a little bit harder for you. So that's why we are introducing the weightlifting this week.
So the workout's going to be structured like this. We're going to have our general warm-up as per normal. We're then going to go through something called the Bergner Warmup. So Bergner is a coach. He's one of our Olympic lifting coaches for CrossFit. Mike Bergner. If you watch any of the CrossFit Games Olympic lifting activities, you probably would have heard him on the voiceovers for that. He's also in a couple of the films as well, the CrossFit films that you can catch on Netflix and other places. But he was, again, one of the Olympic lifting coaches for the USA. And he's one of the people I'd had for one of my first Olympic lifting workshops as a coach. So we're going to go through this warm-up with him, that particular warm-up. We've also got our skill work today. The skill work's on the snatch. Yeah,
just making sure that you're comfortable with that movement before we go into the workout.
Yeah, so the Bergner's going to take quite a long time. We'll go through and demonstrate bits, and then we'll obviously have to go out doing activities ourselves. And it takes, again, our athletes at CrossFit Cirencester quite a while to get used to this movement, or these movements. And again, this is our protocol, like I said, for most sessions. Our words of positivity today come from Annie Sakamoto. This is original Annie from the original games. Yeah. She says, it's not always what you do for your training, it's who you do it with. And we're lucky enough to be doing it with you guys today. So bravo to you guys.
Right, should we get warm?
Yep, wrist circles to begin, team. It's general warm-up. So probably by now you're getting to know this off by heart, which is good. And again, like I said before, it's a very general purpose one. We can use it for most activities, hence the reason why I use it for this, these sessions. Then elbows. Other way. Up to the shoulders. We're going to circle backwards.
So it's really important that we get a good warm-up today because we are introducing you to weightlifting.
And forwards.
So please obviously make sure that you do this properly.
Yeah, the snatch requires a lot of mobility.
Yes.
Most of the time, we find that the men can really do a power or muscle style snatch, but they generally aren't mobile enough to do any kind of squat snatches. Whereas women take a little bit more time and a bit more technical. And they probably progress fast on the actual squat snatch, don't they?
Yeah. Well, you've worked quite hard throughout the weeks to learn some basic skills that you will need for the snatch. So hopefully it will all be fine today.
Yeah. And obviously all you require is a broomstick, a mop. We've brought a training bar in today that I'm going to use for the workouts to show you what that looks like. Give yourself a hug.
Yep.
So most of the time we're doing lifting, we're using Olympic barbells. So the men's bars weigh 20 kilos and the women's bars weigh 15, and they rotate really well. So they've got a lot of rotation in the bar.
Talking about rotations, torso rotations.
Yeah, more torso rotations. Yeah. Today we're going to use a training bar, well, it's actually a children's training bar, which only weighs 7.5 kilos. So it makes it look like I'm really strong, but it's only a 7.5 kilo aluminium bar.
Okay.
I'm going to go up and back, down and back. Make sure this range of motion is nicely prepped. Hip circles. So there are two Olympic lifts. The snatch, which basically the weight goes from the ground to overhead in one motion. It doesn't stop. And then we have the clean and jerk, which is one that most people probably recognise as more familiar with the two movements, don't they? If you ever watch any Olympic lifting, whether it's the World Championships or any Olympics, they're probably the strongest pound for pound lifters in the world.
Ankles.
It's very explosive. It's only obviously one repetition. So we're going to make sure we have a thorough warm up. We're into our iron cross that we're going to fit in.
Yep.
So we have to make sure we synchro these.
You. Change.
Same thing on the front for your scorpions.
Get your way first.
So ideally you want your arms out straight.
Just limited to space. Okay.
One more. Okay, we're going to pop up. Get a little bit extra on the legs today because obviously we're doing some squatting. So still we'll start off with our monkey pose with that full range of motion. We'll go hands on the floor, some circles. If you can, you're going to hold your shoe and then elbow down. You want a really long range of motion in the ankle and the hip. We're going to attempt some squat snatches today. Switch sides, same thing on the other side. Monkey pose again. Let's go hands to the floor, some more circles. Getting close now, team. Put a barbell or a PVC pipe or a broom in your hands. Elbows to the floor. Wiggle around. You can get both elbows, angle for both elbows. Trying to keep your heels on the ground. We're going to hold our shoes, pull ourselves into a squat, and lift your bottom as hard as you can go. All the way down, all the way up.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So, just before we get into the specific warm-up, I would just like to say, before you use any kind of additional loading, so proper barbells with loaded weights on, if you haven't done weightlifting before, I recommend that you either come and see our advice at CrossFit Cirencester, where we're all British weightlifting level 2 coaches, UKCA coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, and CrossFit coaches, so we can teach you how to lift properly. Today will be fine because we're not using anything heavy. But if you want to learn, please, please, please find the correct coach that is properly qualified and experienced to help you.
So that's quite a good point, really, because we obviously compete in this all the time.
Yes,
so
and we are very qualified. So
we're used to using these kind of weights and doing stuff, obviously, for competition and the competition standards, that kind of stuff.
Please don't attempt this in a normal gym on your own if you have no experience.
Right, the Bergner Warmup. So you can see this is quite a nice light bar, although it looks like a real barbell.
Or you can just have basic, this is just a broom handle.
So the first thing is a snatch grip. We're going to try and find a grip that's roughly going to sit in your hip crease. So you can see I'm bending slightly on my knees and it's sat in my hip crease. Okay. Way to do that is we can either go lift the foot up and find your grip, lift the foot up and find your grip. For me, it's the exact length of the bar, which is convenient. And it's probably,
slightly short with this, but I'm experienced, so I can deal with it, so don't worry.
So the more narrow the grip, the harder it's going to be, essentially. You have to be more flexible. Right, so the first part, we're going to do a pull. So from here, bent leg, I'm just going to straighten my legs out, finish with my toes, up on my shoulders as hard as they possibly can go. My hip crease again, up as tall as I can, and shrug. This is called a snatch
pull. Side on, so people can see I'm not going arching too much.
We'll do one more of those. Okay, so we're going to start a little bit lower down now. So we're going to start from the middle of the thigh. Exactly the same thing. Notice how my knees drive out, push through the floor, and shrug. So we're going to do 3 reps like this. It feels comfortable, a little bit lower. Good. So that's a snatch pull. We'll go a little bit higher now. So this is called a high pull. Exactly the same thing. The bar pass the same. You push through the floor, hips come in, drive to the ground, shrug up, and elbows go high and wide. Do 5 reps. Okay, so it's a bit like doing a dot to dot. We're now on dot number 2. Next thing I'm trying to do is something called a muscle snatch. So I'm going to go elbows high and wide, turn the bar over. Notice it's not a press, it's literally just a flick of the wrists. As hard as you can, turn the bar over. I'm going to do 5 reps. If it feels okay, we can go a little bit lower down. We'll do one more. That becomes a muscle snatch. It's a long muscle snatch. We're working from the knees. Keeping the bar overhead, we're now going to start moving the feet. So feet are now hip width apart. We're going to jump slightly wider and land. These are called snatch lands. So we're going to go 2 inches in depth. My chest stays up. Let's go a little deeper. 4 inches in depth. A little deeper again. 6 inches in depth. All the way down, or to a depth that feels safe for you. Try again. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Let's go exactly the same thing again. 2 inches.
Oh, pulled this off. Broom problems.
4 inches.
I'm doing the right thing.
6 and 8. Okay. Rest that bar on your shoulders. So we do something called a push press. A very shallow dip. Squeeze the butt, push the arms. reset. Dip, squeeze, push. 2. Let's do one more. 3. That's a push press. Everything goes up. I'm going to try something that's a little bit more challenging now, so I've got a jerk. I'm going to step halfway back so I'm not going to crash into Anna. So this one I'm going to do a dip, drive, and a dip. Looks like this. So I catch the weight, then I stand up. Okay? We'll do 3 reps, stand by. Dip, drive, dip, and then stand. So there's a jump and a catch. One more, jump, catch, and stand it up. Good. So keep that bar overhead. We're now going to try and do a squat. Again, this is going to become quite challenging for some of you in terms of mobility. Work to a depth that feels safe for you. We want to make sure your chest stays upright. It looks like this. Okay, we're going to do 3 reps. Stand by the team. Lower yourself down, stand it up. Remember the rules like the knees. Good. We'll put them together now. How are you feeling? Nice and warm already? So we're going to do the push press or the jerk, depending on what level of skill you're at, and a squat. It looks like this. And a squat. Okay, your turn this time. Jump, catch, ride that squat. And again, jump, catch, ride that squat. One more. Jump, catch, ride that squat. So there are other components to our Bergner Warmup, but it makes it a bit more complicated.
Yeah.
But that's the basic start. We're now going to start from in front, getting used to taking that weight overhead. So this is called a power snatch. We're going to start in the power position, forming a power snatch. The power is where we start from initially. So think of it as a jump and catch again, and then stand up. Okay, together, let's go 3 reps. In the hip crease, jump and catch. Stand up. And again, hip crease, jump, catch, stand up. One more. Excellent. So now we can go a little bit lower. So rather than from my hips, I work from the middle of my thigh. I still pull to my hips, I jump, catch, and then stand up. So we do 3 of those from the middle of the thighs. Butt sticks out, into the hips, jump, catch, stand. One more. Good work, athletes. Let's try from the knees this time. This is the hang, top of the knees. Top of the knees, goes past that high hang, into the power, jump, catch. Okay, 3 in a row, team. Knees, hips, overhead. And then we can go below the knees, which makes it even more complicated. The knees start getting in the way. Here we go. Below the knee, up into the hips, jump, catch, stand up tall. This is my last one, the 3rd one. Good. So take a little breather, team. I'm now going to walk you through the squat snatch.
Yes. So we are going to teach you the squat snatch because you will need this for your Metcon. Now, if you have struggled with that specific warm-up because of your mobility, do not worry. The option will be to use the power snatch. So don't worry, everyone can join in for the workout. Right, the squat.
Squat snatching.
So the squat snatch is the same process from the floor up. The difference is we have to receive the bar in a full squat position. So it will look like this. Do you want to demonstrate?
Yep.
So we start exactly the same way. But this time, when we get to our full extension, David is going to drop underneath the bar and catch it. So it is a catch. You're not pulling, you are catching. So you get to the point of your full extension where we're here, and then David's going to drop and catch the bar.
And obviously that's in super slow-mo.
Yes, and let's do a fast one.
We haven't got technology to do that slowly. So
No.
normal speed, let's like this.
Now, like we said, some of you might find that going to that kind of depth is a little bit tricky. So you can just go halfway up.
Yep.
So to your own depth and range of movement. So you can receive from that place, and that is absolutely fine for today, and and you can stand up. What we don't want to do is try and force your way down and have really, really bad technique. The snatch will expose any weakness in the body, from the shoulders to the hips to the ankles. So just work to a sensible range. So do it again. Should we try again?
Yep.
So we pull to full extension, so we can't go any higher, and then we drop underneath, the feet move, and we catch. So remember back to our overhead squats that we've done previously? It's the same position. So think about the knees are going out, but we're going to move the feet at the same time. So we pull to the full extension, so pull the bar to the ceiling, and then squat underneath, move your feet, and you catch. Brilliant.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of time now to have a little practice of that yourselves. We'll do a couple of reps on this one.
Yeah, sure. Switch with you.
Is this the pokey stick? When you're not doing the technique right. So one thing we haven't talked about is the grip. We're utilising a grip called a hook grip. It gets a bit more complicated, but we're basically tucking our thumb under our fingers. That locks the bar in. That's pretty much the only grip you guys will ever really need for this one. The effort comes into jumping up. It may look and sound like it's a hip thrust forwards, but again, that will just make the bar travel forwards. The key thing to any of our Olympic lifting is making sure that bar path travels a short distance, which in this point is straight up and slightly down, like an upside down J shape.
Yes. So now let's look at the workout itself. So you are going to do a ladder for your test today. You will perform 21, 15, 9. So you will do 21 squat snatches, or your scale, into 21 burpees. But today we're adding a twist. You'll be jumping over your bar. It will look like this. Want to demo?
Okay, love to demo some burpees.
So one burpee, pop up and jump over, other burpee. So you don't have to stand all the way up in these burpees. You can stay low in your jump and transition, but your chest must touch the floor. Now again, if that's a little bit too difficult or you don't feel comfortable jumping, this is your option. You can step. So as you can see, guys, everyone can do this workout. It is very scalable. So you will perform 21 snatches, then 21 burpees over your bar, 15 of each, then 9 of each, done. And then all I want you to do is look at the clock when you finish and note down your time. That's simple.
So we're going to set ourselves a 6-minute time cap. That's quite generous for us working as a pair.
Yes, so it's very achievable for you at home.
So in theory, most people should finish the workout. We estimate most time for a fast round of burpees, 20 a minute is pretty comfortable for a decent athlete. Squat snatches, a little bit faster, so we'll see how we go. That's going to be challenging in terms of technique, but again, it's definitely achievable. Okay, so 6 minutes should be a good target.
So stand by, make sure you've got everything you need ready. So it's a 21:59, and we are going to start in 10 seconds.
Yep, we're doing a you go, I go, as per normal.
As per normal.
I think we'll do blocks of 7s.
Yeah, sure.
So we're breaking ours up into 7 reps each. So we'll do 7, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3. So make sure you stand your squat all the way up. Don't do halvesies. Looking good. Remember, it's hip crease and overhead. Ride that squat down. What's count?
I think that's, I've done one extra, but it's fine. I think it's 7. So you're trying to hit 21 in your first ladder. Again, if the squat is a little bit too much, just stay with the power position. So that means just taking it overhead.
This is number 6.
Okay. Seven to go.
7 remaining. So again, if you're joining us for a full workout at the gym, we'd probably have you guys working at 60 kilos for the men, probably this round of workout, 45 for the ladies, be our prescribed weights. But again, obviously we scale to make sure everyone's safe. And we'll just start with the burpees, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Anna worked it out.
Burpees, 21 burpees.
I get the extra round of burpees.
Yeah. So Remember, you don't have to stand all the way up. So this is actually a really, really efficient way to do them, to save time, especially if you're against the clock, by staying low. So come in.
So the purpose is going to raise the heart rate pretty quickly, especially if you're staying low. So you don't ever get really a chance to open the lungs up.
So 7. Always jump over to finish. So we're going to move on to our 15s. Round of 15 when David's finished.
7.
Okay, 15s.
Whew.
5s.
Yep. So that got me quite out of breath. Should have warmed up more.
5. So, take recovery when you need it. If you're doing this on your own, you will definitely need to break this up and breathe at some point.
That's 5.
5 to go.
So normally if we were programming kind of stuff in the gym, we'd do something like a little mini metcon to get your heart rate up. So you're not in this panic state. You can probably hear our breathings in now.
Burpees.
Oh, exciting. Five. Just over half on the clock. 2-foot jumps.
I think that was it.
4. 5.
So, moving on to our 9s after this. Should I do 5?
Yeah, we did a 5 and 4 this time. Split in half. Very good.
5. So, what are we doing on time? 4.5 minutes. Doing really well, guys. Keep moving. 5.
You can do 4, can't you? Get an even split then. Looking good. Just over a minute to go.
All yours.
Time.
Time.
5:01.
Keep going, guys. You still have a minute left to get either as far as you can or to finish. Either way, just keep going. And remember to note it down, because we'll be doing this again on Friday as a retest.
Yeah. If you don't quite finish it, it's worthwhile taking down the amount of reps that are remaining.
Absolutely.
You can add it on to the end of your time. So it'll be 6 minutes plus. You had 15 reps remaining. 6 minutes 15.
Yes, we need your score. Okay, guys, keep
Sweaty
going.
today.
20 seconds left.
Fine, a few seconds, team. 15 seconds. You can keep working all the way to the beep now. The end is definitely in sight. Last
ready.
10 seconds.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time.
Well done.
Stop. It is over.
You get a high five. You guys get virtual high fives. Superb. Take a
Well
little
done,
breather.
guys.
Note down your score.
21:59 in squat, snatches and burpees is a horrible combination. It's supposed to feel very difficult. So well done. That's why we've used it as our test on week 5.
Good work, team.
Cool
Yeah,
down?
it's obviously very achievable depending on what you scaled it. It's definitely everyone can have a go on that one.
Yeah.
Right, athletes, we're going to 0 the clock, have a little cool down. So we've done a lot of legs, particularly the hips. So we'll start with our frog stretch, I think.
Yep.
So frog stretch. Ooh, it's really slippery. We're going to go knees out to the sides, hands in front. We're going to very slowly rock forwards and backwards. If you're more mobile, you can do what Anna's doing. That's elbows on the floor.
Now, this can be very painful for some people, so please just don't force the stretch. Work to your own range. Hips can get very, very tight. So don't worry if you're not going as far as we are.
Very slowly coming up. Give some quad work. I think we'll lie on our side today. Bit of recovery. Going to take hold of your foot and squeeze that heel up towards your butt. If that's not challenging enough, push that knee further back and squeeze the buttock to give you a little more stretch. Feel like doing a couch stretch from a lying down position. Let's switch legs. Same thing on the other side. Glistening with sweat today.
Yeah.
Okay, the last piece we're going to hit is going to lats. So we're using those lats to keep that bar in close to your body. So we talk about engaging those most of the time on our snatch, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So making sure we're going to mobilise that. We'll go leading position. We'll go left arm out in front. Meet the elbow. Right arm across to the left hand side. And look under the right armpit. So as always, it's 45 seconds to a minute's worth of stretching. Got to give you a little bit less than that normally. Let's switch sides. So my right elbow, right knee meet, left arm up out front, my right side. Look into my left elbow.
Well done. Okay.
So very slowly come back to your knees. That was great.
Yeah, really good, guys. A really great start. The snatch is the hardest weightlifting move for most people, so that's why we have started with that movement, to show and expose any areas that you may need to work on with your mobility, which means just doing some additional stretching and mobility drills at home.
It does take years and years and years of work to
Yes.
improve that snatch technique.
So don't worry whatever happened today, it is just the starting point to your weightlifting journey, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, again, it's very fulfilling, but it's also quite frustrating.
Yes.
We liken it a bit like golf. Some days it feels like you can just hit the ball really easily. Feel like when you're snatching, the
Yeah.
bar just feels light and it moves really well. You'll be a couple of millimetres out and you spend the rest of the session falling forwards and backwards.
So well done today, guys, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.
More fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Hey, see you later, guys. Bye.
See you, team.